None here. Thank you, Brooks. I think I still have food in my mouth, so ignore that if you see it. So, in Christian leadership, we learn about 21 laws of leadership. For my leadership lesson, I reversed that, and I talked about 21 ways of losing leadership. But for the time reason and the fact that I can't read off the PowerPoint over there, I'm not going to do that. So I created a completely new leadership lesson for this, and this only, I'm really nervous, sorry. Okay, so I took a step back and looked at 3 of my favorite leaders. First is Jesus Christ, a servant leader who gave his life to save the world from sin. And second is Abraham Lincoln, a determined leader who was assassinated while fighting against slavery. And last but not least, Steve Jobs, who was an aggressive leader, devoted his life improving consumer electronics and technology. Well, my question for you guys is, what is the similarity between these 3 leaders? Anybody? It's a lesson, you know. Anybody, please? Success, for sure. What else? Ben? Yes, they all have team. I think my friends help me a lot, so can you guys help me too? Oh well, okay. So, when I was in Velma, Oklahoma, if you know where that is, it's like middle of nowhere. Anyway, I met a pastor there named Jeremy Hegel. He had the best model of being a Christian. So I took that model and modified it myself, and I have a model of basic leadership, basically. So this represents a house of leadership. So to build a house, you need a solid foundation. So what does that mean in leadership? That means that as a leader, you need to have interest. You have to be concerned about a certain topic to be able to build your leadership upon that. And so, for example, Jesus Christ, he was determined to save the world from sin. And Lincoln, he was also determined to abolish slavery, as well as Steve Jobs. He wanted to perfect electronics and like stuff like Mac, iPad, iPhone, iPod, all those great things. So all those leaders have great vision. So without this vision and without their great interest, they will never be able to build up their house of leadership. And upon that, we have a house needs the structure, so the walls. So as a leader, we need to have to build several walls of leadership. The first wall we build is called goals. So we need to set up how tall our house of leadership should be, and then the walls after that should be your efforts. And what's more important is that your effort and your goals should be parallel. They should be of the same height. If, let's say, this effort fell short of the goal, then, well, you won't be able to support a house, of course. And if your effort exceeds the goal, so basically you didn't plan out as much as you wanted to, then you spend a lot of time up here working on something blindly that you don't even know where you're heading. So it is very important to have your goal and your effort to be paralleled. So in the example of those 3 leaders, Abraham Lincoln, he has great debate and artistic, so he put in great effort with his abilities, of course, to work day and night to abolish slavery. He tried so many things. Even in the Civil War, he tried to mediate with the South and all that things. But he kept trying and trying, so he was able to earn the few amendments that abolished slavery in the United States. Huge improvement on the society. And as for Jesus Christ, he's effort is huge. He sacrificed his own life to save the world from sin, and he brought the Holy Spirit into everybody's heart, or at least the believers. So all those great leaders, if you look at it, they all have efforts and their goals ought to be parallel, and so they hold a firm structure for the leadership, for the house of leadership. And on top of that, on top of the walls is the ability, or like if you can see, it's an A. I don't know, kind of, sort of. Anyway, so all the houses, they represent a refuge, a sanctuary, or a home for people. And as of leadership, their ability protects them from challenges. They're able to achieve because they have these great abilities. An example of like Steve Jobs, he has great artistic and leadership ability, that he was able to lead his team into creating all those wonderful products. And even after his death, Apple still remains to be one of the biggest corporations in the world. And Abraham Lincoln, he also has great ability. He has great debate ability, and his great ability to negotiate enables him to navigate in between the conflicts of slavery and equality. And Jesus Christ, as you all probably know, he has the greatest ability of all, and he can he can do miracles. He was able to raise people from the dead. He can heal people. He can walk on water. All those great abilities ensure that he was able to make people believe him, follow him, and save the world from sin. And another thing about ability that's important is that the ability needs to match up with the foundation. So if your ability is up here, but the ability is over here, and then your foundation is over there, that means your efforts and your goals will be twisted. So if they're twisted, then your house wouldn't be able to stand up. That means, well, there is no leadership at all. So it is important that your ability and your interest, your concern, should be matched up. So your walls needs to be parallel. And that's basically the model of leadership, but leadership is not only about those things. You can have there's a lot of other things we learned, like momentum, like great timing, like your insights and your vision. I just talked about vision anyway. So those things are great, important, but just like a house, it can have the walls, the roof, the foundation, but it can also have the window, the furniture, the flooring, and all that. So those are also important, but the thing is, when you look at a great leader, this is the foundation of leadership. You always have your base, your concern, your interest, and your wall, parallel wall of effort and goals. And on top of that, you have the ability to shield everything and then to host the house and define the house. So yeah, that is my model of leadership. Thank you. And I would like to invite Alexa Macias, that's how you say it? Close enough, all right, to talk about community builder.
Thank you, Tony.